Hey guys, welcome back to session 66, part 3. Something I hadn't asked the group during our break because I wanted to get their time to think and dwell on it. I am always open to trying to get more people into the hobby of D&D. And this is going to sound like, a mutual friend of a mutual friend. Someone I used to work with who's a good friend and also a friend of Anita's, they have a friend that is really interested in getting in D&D. And I've talked to this individual in their Discord. He's a cool guy. And I said I would pitch the idea of at least letting them come and maybe play some sessions and see if they like it and see if you guys like them, kind of like a guest, wherever the story allows them. And they would bring a character. I would help them build it out. They would come role play. And then communal decision if we want to expand our group again or we want to just be like, hey, I hope you liked it. But, right now we want to keep the group smaller. Up to you guys if that's something. So go ahead and dwell on it. Let me know what you guys think either now or later.
One thing I
So
would caution is that we do run a fairly heavily modified version.
yes, and I've explained that to them, and
Okay.
they said, okay, as long as you kind of walk me through it. They're more interested in the RP. Like,
Okay,
they
good.
want to play the game, but they love music. They do a lot of DJing and like music composition, and he also really loves writing short stories.
Oh,
Anything
nice.
like 8, 9, 10 pages, he loves. Anything more than that, he just dies. So um, it's just a pitch to you guys. I don't know when we'd be able to slot them in. Technically, they could be in the town right now, so it might be as early as next week if that's something you guys are interested in. Um, and again, it doesn't necessarily have to be something permanent. It'll just be letting them try the hobby, see what they like, and um, who knows. So think
They'd
about it.
they'd have a character ready by then.
I could help them build it. I
Okay.
mean, I know they already have concepts. They already told me of a couple concepts that they had in their head for trying to get into D&D, and they were actually one of them was pretty freaking amusing, and I liked it a lot.
Cool.
So, but I wouldn't want to tell y'all in case that's the one he goes with. So let me know, like either message me, talk about it on our Discord. We can talk about it during the session if we really want to. But just whatever.
We'll bring them in and interview them, and then we'll decide.
I mean, I'm
I'm
more
kidding.
than welcome to bring him into the chat. I'll talk to him.
6-part interview.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And the ultimate one is Marb. How quickly would Marb stab you?
Right.
Is
Mm-hmm.
it's a trick question because if Marv would stab you instantly, that's a good thing. If Marv would stab you as a last person, that's a good thing. Anywhere in between, it's kind of hard to judge.
Mm.
It's like a bell curve of
Would.
yep. Because he might just stab you because he's just jealous. Like, God, you're so cool. All right, not as cool anymore. I'm cool with this. Okay. Anyways, so going back to session 66, part 3. The menagerie has been kind of trying to figure out what they are going to do in the next coming days. Working on an illusionary disguise via Al's ritual pact that he has made. He's been able to put some effort and degree of detail into his one-eyed sister guys, as well as the menagerie as a whole. We're able to discuss with uh, Filbert, Zork, Deldrim, Roderick of the Fox Force.
Fox Force 5.
Yeah, right. On like plans, and there was discussion of sending a couple of them out of town with supplies to go to Green Post. It's all in the air. There was some shenanigans with Al turning Rock into a bumblebee and then getting stung by said bumblebee, and then Al jokingly telling Roderick that he could turn him into something, and then Roderick scaring the ever-living piss out of adult Allegretto. That's essentially where we left off, with the menagerie trying to rest, take watch. Up to you guys if you want to intervene or say something happened. But waiting for morning to come to hear from Elkus and Buckley, the half elf and the drow, as they return from their scout.
I have one small one during my watch. I'd want to kind of covertly send off the paper crane while hanging out on the roof.
Okay, I like it. Easy enough to do as you're on the roof. You know, it's a slight breeze. It's a little chilly at night, especially being like on the water. Uh,
And if I can also do detect magic prior, just to kind of track it, make sure it makes it some distance.
sure. Just for the sake of it, your passive sleight of hand is high enough. So if you want
Cool.
to, you can roll just to see how sneaky you do it. But,
I've got my luckies just in case. I'll give it a go.
okay. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am the crane.
Yeah. Basically, Roderick has spent the majority of the watch just fucking with you, like the entire time. And then eventually he just kind of, it's been so much through the watch, and you're just kind of been taking, and he's like, supposed to be fun. And he just kind of loses interest, and you finally find that opening and off the roof, and and then you go ahead and cast detect magic. He's unaware of anything that you're doing, and you see that little bit of tracing magic as it's like a little stream of condensed magic that you can see, and the crane is just kind of until you can't see it anymore.
For about 30 feet, and then it stops glowing.
Well, we can still see the
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
crane.
Shit.
So, but yeah, it's gone. You feel pretty confident. I would ask at one point, you don't have to do it right away. Go ahead and actually send me the message. I know you wrote whatever, but in case you made some edits, just go ahead and send it to me at some point on Discord or Roll20 or whatever.
Can do.
Actual
So-
mail. Please actually
Yeah,
mail
write it to me. I want a crane delivered.
I gotta find out how to do the origami, but I'll get it to you.
Yeah, I believe in you. So, with that, morning will come. However,
Adam,
yes.
I get a roll from a meditation.
Oh, technically, yes, you do. Shit, let me go pull up your score so far.
it. Oh, Dragnar's here.
He's been just meditating so
I
much.
know.
Oh, like,
Player.
And we start trying to talk to him. He's like,
He's like, just louder and louder. Just crap. Where did I write your score last time? I know you got a 9 and something else. All right, I'll have to find it. I'll go. Go ahead and let me know what you rolled.
Is it a wisdom check?
Yeah, wisdom check.
I had one more thing. Too.
5.
5 total. Okay, so 9, 5, and then whatever else. I gotta find your previous roll.
I had one more thing as well. Before
Sure.
any of that, before we even do the watches, I'll say,
Yeah.
so Al, do you want the Hearthstone? Or do you want to try it? Because, like I said, there's a chance you may not take to it.
after I'm gonna look down at my hand. After the bee experiment with rock, I feel like I can hold on to one of those spells and keep that in my back pocket. I feel safer with that than the possibility of us breaking that thing.
Okay.
I think it's too powerful to risk that.
If you change your mind, let me know.
Thank you for the offer, though. That's very powerful.
Yeah, I
Very
like
cool.
it. Night.
Out of character, real quick.
Sure.
Did we want to put any names on the letter? I just noticed it was just like, some guys, don't trust them.
We, I will say, also out of character, we don't even know if they're gonna go yet. You're sending a thing saying they're gonna go, and we don't even know if they're gonna go.
I mean,
But you sent it, so hey.
Oh, well, we have 2 more, right? Cool. Hell yeah.
that's okay. Planning is difficult.
We're not good at that. Even when we try, it just falls through. What's the point?
Yeah, why make a plan if you don't stick to it anyway? So who cares?
Planning is to create consensus, not find a solution. And you guys had a consensus that you guys would send a crane with a letter. XOXO, code word. You did all this. Therefore, it was a successful plan.
I have flashbacks to tentacle houses.
I mean, no one could expect tentacle
This
houses.
is true.
So, you have to be one sick motherfucker to come up with tentacle houses. Alright. So on the watches, let's go through them in my head if I had to see anything special. So we had meditation, we had your watch going through. Marb, where were you sleeping? If it was up to you.
BRB.
Oh, he's still a BRB?
Oh yeah, he did say BRB. Yeah.
I said it again. I missed it. Okay. Do you remember Rico? That's fine. Then we'll just not worry about that. Davis, on your night's sleep, can you roll me a d20?
Yes, sir.
Right on.
9.
9. As you're sleeping, you kind of don't recognize when you actually do fall asleep. It's fairly quick for you. And you catch yourself kind of what you think you're awake in kind of a similar position as you went to go lay down. You're staring up. However, you are outside on a hill covered in soft green glass, but it's dark out. And you're just looking at the night sky and you're just watching stars just kind of move and shift.
So, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
while looking at the stars, reach my hand out, summon the glaive, see if like anything like so the constellation that forms when I do it, see if I can spot that anywhere in the sky.
Okay. So as this thought comes to your mind and you go to summon the glaive, no glaive appears. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. 13.
You try again and you're just watching. They're just moving. You're not seeing any pattern or any shape or anything, but they are just, you're looking at it and the sky does not move like this. The stars are just kind of, you're seeing little groupings, little that, but nothing that you recognize.
But the stars are like moving more than normal.
Yeah, they're basically like, you were like looking at a night
I'm at a
sky.
planetarium show, basically, is what it looks like.
Yeah. However, they're not just like in like that rotation kind of thing. Like some of them are just literally just cutting across and kind of grouping and then swirling. You know, it's like planetarium meets someone is actually moving them with their finger. You know, kind of both.
Oh, almost like one of those little sliding puzzle things, like where you move the tiles around.
Yeah.
I'll stand up and look around. Where the hell am I? Like I know I'm in a grass, but
As you kind of stand and look around, your vision goes out and it just there's nothing like beyond the edge. There's nothing. You're just on this hill and nothing, just dark. And then you'll see just the ever so slightly plumes of smoke kind of coming up from like the darkness, being illuminated by some of the starlight, just drifting up. They smell heavily of sulfur and earth.
no source. I can't see any source to the
You
smoke.
cannot see. You're on the hill, and there's basically your vision just kind of doesn't even go all the way down the hill. It just kind of gets blacked out. Any thoughts?
I guess I mean, maybe I made up an analogy and I've got it in my head now, but I was thinking since I thought it was kind of like they're like a sliding puzzle sliding around. Is there any like pattern to it or anything? Like, do they cycle?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. You can do it at advantage just because of your Mariner stuff.
I rolled 2 4s for a total of 3.
You're like, it feels like an eternity in this dream where you're just like looking up. It does not click, and then you just catch yourself waking up and you are frustrated in the morning.
That was weird.
It's a frustrating night.
Yeah.
All right. Al. When you do go back to sleep, before you go to sleep, not while you're sleeping and you're just kind of mulling over the potential guises and everything, go ahead and roll me a. Again, I guess it would be a recent history check, so it'd be a history check. I guess it would be an intelligence check, but if you're proficient in history, you can use it. But you got jack of all trades, so why not use history? Yada yada blah blah. Yeah, there we go. All right, 22. Two aspects, especially since you and Calsor spent so much time studying all the things that the Hag's notes had. Some of the how do I put it? I'm trying to think of like a nice way to not. I mean, 22 is pretty good. So the easier one to say is when you were in the tower and you were dealing with the resurrected Hag sisters. I don't recall if you took them or if the group took them, but you did uncover that they had broken versions of a similar heart-shaped blackstone on each of them. That's one. And then the other thing is based off what I think Filbert said with the eye. You may have not seen it, but you remember Grant talking about, a cord of eyes, that he saw a vision of a maiden turning into an with blooming flowers from her eyes turn into an eyeless, scary, like hag-looking thing. The dagger itself has eyes. You understand part of the enchantment has to deal with vision. You looking at one of the sisters has an eye removed. There's just, it's hard to drop that thought process of like eyes everywhere. And then you also recall that a cord of eyes was a symbol for the Hag Mother.
That's a cord, C-O-R-D.
Yeah, C-O-R-D of strong
Okay.
eyes, basically. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, and morning comes to everyone. Y'all, as it does, those of you who were on the last watch, if it was any of y'all already are able to head down. And if you were not, then everyone is woken by a couple of the Fox Force people kind of going, hey, morning, time to, new day, let's get to it. And they're just kind of shaking y'all, waking y'all up.
Take a long rest. Yeah.
All of you instantly die.
Damn.
It was a trap.
Yes. Oh, wait.
Yeah, no. Yeah, all of you get to take a long rest. Yes. So, Rock and Marb, if you need to prepare different spells, go for it. But everyone gets a long rest. So go ahead and hit that beautiful button.
I did swap out a bunch of spells and as well as one cantrip, and I will roll my portents and my engine.
All right. Okay.
I need to pick a command style.
And I'm assuming Marb is just gonna keep urban as his favorite terrain.
And I guess all our Dawn stuff recharged to done, right?
Dawn stuff recharged. Marb needs to roll his totem when he gets back. Oh damn.
Ooh,
I got a wizard.
You're a wizard.
I'm
You're
a
a
wizard.
wizard, Harry. All right. Well, we got a lot to. I'm actually kind of curious. What does? You don't have to say it out loud, Rock. I just want to look up 5. Like, this is more of me being
You should
entertained.
know. It's an alpha order. Come on.
5 is heightened.
Okay. Ah,
Oh no,
that
I was thinking of the wand, not the
Yeah.
engine.
the engine itself. All
So,
right.
is
Cool.
that 6 your wand roll, L?
Yeah. 6 is his
That's
wizard.
wizard. Yeah.
5 is his engine. Okay. Cool. And when Marv gets back, we'll do his rolls. Essentially, I think all your items are fully charged, so the horn can't not regain a charge. So.
Right.
Oh, guys, I have firebolt. Yes, finally.
It's like, screw this crossbow, you just throw it away. Firebolt 3 times a day.
But I
Firebolt.
like. But I
Firebolt.
like when you call people names. It's fun.
I mean, he could haste himself, and then he could insult somebody, stab them, and then interact with the objects. Firebolt.
This is how it's done.
So inefficient. I love it. All right. Yeah, cool. All right. For that, so you guys are woken. What's the plan? Is what they are asking. So, how are we doing this morning? We're gonna go.
Are we? Is somebody gonna head out to the green post, whatever, to
You
pick
have
up
to
our
get
friends?
supplies for you first.
Oh, I thought you had some already.
Oh, there's not that much. That's the difficulty is getting the supplies. Food is easy.
Yeah, you
We
keep
can
saying
get
that.
more food.
All right. Yeah. If we can be of help to get that going, then sure. Right? I'll look around to the group. What do you guys think?
You have an issue.
Yeah, sure. Let's help.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, Buckley and Elkus are there, and they'll be like, "All right, well, let's go over." Not too many rumors yet over what the noise was. However, Elkus was able to get kind of beyond part of the eastern side, and there were some more gatherings of larger numbers of the ogres. Definitely, they're aware of what happened. We're not sure what the ramifications are going to be. However, it seems like people way on the west have very little idea what happened. Those kind of more closer. I mean, they talked of very loud yells and roaring and a thud. So we can only find out. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Roger.
We need to get you supplies, and we need to, blend in, and then they'll say, "All right, nice thing about this place," and they just kind of like point, and there's clothing here of different types. Yes, find something that you look comfortable in or makes you comfortable in, and just get ready to venture out on town.
So is this a like no armor type situation?
I mean,
It's a bit hard to conceal it.
kind of hard to conceal it.
Okay. I'll leave my armor here, I guess.
I can put it in the bag of holding, whatever works for you. There should be room for it.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure. We're getting a lot of stuff in there.
Not really, unless I'm missing stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot of small objects in there.
There's nothing.
Mine is weight, right?
Yeah, there's nothing heavy in it.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah, I can carry, what, like 500 pounds or something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
450.
and it's like,
And it's only at 100 something. Yeah, okay.
Davis, it takes you a little bit longer just to kind of break down some of like the side fastens and everything to actually kind of take it so it fits more easily through the opening.
Yeah.
So I'll try to remember that it'll take you a little bit longer to get it back together. But if not, then whatever, we forgot about it. But yeah, they're definitely like, they'll look at like Marb and they'll look at Al, or Marb for sure, and Dragnar. They're like, that's fine. You just might want to maybe not look so hooded. You might want to look more like common folk. But Al, they kind of look at you and be like, you shouldn't. Are you gonna put all that on, all that armor? That's gonna be kind of hard to conceal.
No, he's really good at it.
He is fairly light on his toes. We did notice that, but he still looks. Oh, I guess he's doing his little illusion trick, right? Never mind. Yeah, you're the illusion one. You're the girl with the freaky eyeball. You'll be fine. They told me about it.
Wait, are we doing that today? I thought that was just for some other time.
Well, I mean, if you
I
could do that,
got a million faces. It's fine. Can I disguise self as myself with different clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
you could disguise yourself as younger you, even if you wanted to. Again.
Oh,
yeah.
classic Al.
But yes.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll try out classic Al today.
Right.
Al Jr.
Davis, feels real good to see the Al you know.
Good, bud.
Ha ha.
So let me, just so I can keep track, I need to ask. So Dragnar, are you changing how your clothing or anything, or what's your plan?
I have a really intricate plan of putting my hood down and taking my shield off.
Okay. So you're still going to be like in a kind of like the darker, what you're wearing? Your typical. Okay.
You know, if they have something around here that's like a brown or something like that, I'll throw it over like it's multiple layers. But you know,
there's tons of like this is essentially like I don't want to say it's how do you like a clothing store for your fishermen, your locals, your all this. So there are ready to be made or ready to be ordered vests, tunics, cotton shirts, linen shirts, stuff like that. So it's very easy for you to find something that you can, as you wish. If you want to do layers, you just kind of put a vest over, maybe put like a large sash around, put a couple, belt pockets on, whatever, and you look a little bit more, a little less sneaky, spooky Dragnar, and a little bit more village Dragnar.
yeah, I'll do something like that. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, cool. Marb, are you back yet, sir? I don't think so. Not yet. Okay. Davis, where are you going?
Yeah, have a nice kind of cotton shirt, like tie up, but not so tied so far up. Gotta have the pecs out there.
No.
A jacket over the top of it, then just like my regular kind of pants and boots. The boots will stay even with the like metal tips and everything.
Okay, sounds good.
And then my pack, obviously.
Alright. Dragnar, I'm assuming I forgot to ask, you're kind of just tucking your soj as best as you can, like around your waist and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, what I'm going to have it do is actually go up my sleeves on both sides. That way, I can drop it down into my hand.
Okay, sounds good. So I got that because I gotta figure out. So Rock, what are you?
I'm just old salty rock again.
Okay, also do Rock. Sounds good. They'll help add to the guys just with a little knickknacks and some extra stuff to put on. But Old Salty Rock. Is Pebble still Macaw Pebble or Macaw Pebble or?
Just for funsies, I'm gonna snap,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna think cat, and snap. I have a cat now, guys. And Pebble, but she'll be like a real mangy tomcat strain.
Okay. This follows you around from a distance, looking like.
Yeah, very skittish, very just off there. Yeah, perfect.
Alligaretto. What are you doing, sir?
After becoming my younger self, I'm gonna browse the shop and disguise self the different clothes on to me.
Okay.
I'll try like the turtleneck. I'll try some different colors. I'll be like, nah, not this one. And I'll just go through a bunch of outfits in like 1 minute.
Okay.
Uh, maybe some, I don't know, some brown pants and a green shirt,
Sure.
long
That'll work.
sleeve. Make it look as if I'm no armor or anything.
Yep,
Ooh,
and your
yes.
weapons are being concealed and all that, like kind of just part of the illusion. That works.
Hmm.
All right. Nico, question for you. A lot of them are putting on like, commoners' clothing, fishermen's clothing, stuff like that. Dragnar even put his hood down, put like a vest on, a little sash and everything, just to make it look like you're not as bounty hunter esque. Uh, what would you like to do?
I'll definitely do the same for like normal shirts and pants, but
Okay.
I'll keep like my hood on. Like I'll get rid of a lot of the bulky, more obvious kind of like weapons and like
Hmm.
uh, I don't know, like knife belts, whatever that is. But
Yeah.
definitely keep the cloak.
So my question here, I understand that. So for the time being, as you're going to be out on town, are you just going to try to hide some daggers? Because your bow is very obvious. Like, what are you going to do with your bow and quiver and stuff like that?
That's a good point.
I would leave mine too, by the way, obviously.
I figured you left your weapons except for your glaive because you can just be
Can
like,
I put like a stack in the bag? Are we taking the bag of holding? That's not.
Yeah, I have it with me. I'll still have it with me, part of my ensemble.
okay.
Then I'll make like a bundle and put it in the bag of holding of like I'll keep it like a couple of knives and like the blue
Sure.
diamondy knife, but like because those are in like my cloak pocket.
All right, I like it. And then you'll kind of put your bow and some quivers together and put them in the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That'll work. Rock, you don't have to worry about tracking that because I'm assuming those will come out eventually.
Yeah, everyone has their own stone full of pistol bags.
Okay, cool. So nice use of the bag. Got everything you guys need. Got the show hidden. We got all that. All right, you guys look. Uh, you look like Green Hillians. So they look you over. They're like, all right. I mean, the local, probably the old folk that know everybody here are gonna recognize you, and let's just hope that, or not recognize you as different. And let's just hope that they don't care.
Where exactly are we going?
Oh, we're going to the part of town that's still functioning as a town. We're gonna try to trade and listen to the locals, look around, see what's going on, and maybe try to get some supplies.
Fair enough.
Keep an eye out. We'll see. We'll see if the locals are saying anything about last night or if there's any extra patrols or anything like that. Swing by a sermon and listen to the brainwashing, maybe. All that's an option.
Lead the way.
Very well. All right. Doldrum, Roderick will be like, and Zork will be. Well, we'll hold down the fort because, yeah, we'll hold down the fort. Keep an eye out for rats.
Just kill any rat you see. That, plain and simple.
Kill rats.
Can't trust the rats.
Got it. Kill rats. Easy enough. Buckley and Alcus will be like, all right, we'll head out later. We're gonna get a little bit of rest. It was a long night. So Akata, Filbert, good luck out there. See you in a few hours or so. Or I guess see you before sundown. Let's call it like that. Filbert goes, oh, exciting. Going out on town. Maybe they'll have some of those delicious cabbage rolls. Yeah. We're doing cabbage rolls for lunch. Calling it. I know a really good stand. Nice lady. Makes the best cabbage rolls.
Cabbage rolls, I'm down.
All right. And as you say that, he'll be like, see, he gets it.
Adam, is
You had me at rolls.
What's up, Mr. Dragnar?
Is the turtle going with us?
The Luxodon, the Turtle, and the
Our
Goliath.
total is.
Your turtle is, but the giant snapping turtle, the big old Luxodon, and the large Goliath are standing back.
I want to make sure. I had a question I was going to ask him, but I'll do it later.
Okay. All right, so what are you guys, you're just following, so Filbert and Akata will be, all right, well, let's just head out the back and get going. They open the door, look around real quick, pretty empty, little back alley, and you can hear the sounds of life in the city. People, the rumors and sounds of people trading, going through life to life.
Real quick before we head out the door, if we should somehow get separated, is there like a place we should regroup? Anything? How do we get a hold of you guys again, other than, the first way we did, which I imagine is not preferable?
Honestly, 1, let's not get separated. 2, if we do get separated, just try to come back to this district. We'll see you guys here. We got eyes. If you can't find the building, we'll at least hopefully be able to spot you in time. Ultimately, let's try to avoid any conflict. Let's just try to do some trading.
I'm staring at Rock as he says avoid any conflict.
Let's get some supplies. Let's see if we hear anything from last night's activities. Let's see if, maybe we'll run into one of your contacts and you can introduce us. Because apparently y'all have contacts here too.
I think most of us are probably not here anymore. Except for the one that got us in. I think, I remember. Okay, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it was kind of like a one-time thing.
So, but yeah, let's see what the people think as well. So let's head out. And then he'll just kind of, Kata will lead. She knows kind of the way, and then Filbert will kind of follow, keeping like a 20-foot distance back. And he's just got like a walking little stick, and he's just kind of, he looks goofy. You see him, he's kind of carrying a book, walking around. However you guys wish to leave.
Nothing.
Cool. All right. And then as you guys kind of follow them, they'll kind of twist and wind, and you guys will get to a like a square kind of area where there's some makeshift or like daily raised tents, and people are going through their daily voices. And yeah, so it's up to you guys. Otherwise, they'll lead you to some of the tents, and you guys are able to, Filbert will be like, all right, I'll be back. I'll try to talk to some of these folks, see what they actually have that they can spare or are willing to trade.
I guess on the way, if I would try and keep an eye out for anything that had that symbol that Vinny's place had.
Okay.
The one that's on the screen.
Oh, this was in Vinny. This one?
Yeah.
This was one of the not on Vinny's per se. It was a symbol that was on Al noticed on one of the buildings.
Oh, I thought that was the one that was on Marb's barrel.
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
Not that I don't recall. No, I don't think I drew one.
It was etched on one of the first houses we stopped at when we were first coming in on one of the boardwalks or something.
Yeah, Al just happened to be like bored and was running his hand, and it just happened to like notice it. He's like, "Oh, that's carved in pretty deep. What is that?"
Okay, I misremembered. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. But I mean, yeah, by all means, if you guys want to tell me like anything, like Philbert just kind of said, "I'm gonna start talking. Y'all just see what I can do. I'll do you. Just don't go too far." You guys have any plans, or do you guys want to take a session?
I want to swing by the Adventurers Guild and check on the feather. That's my only kind of like agenda item.
Right, are you going to branch off on your own? Are you going to tell people? Like, what's the plan? Like, are you?
Oh, no, I'm like saying this to like the group.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what everyone else wants to.
Isn't that kind of the opposite direction we were going? Like, we're heading west. I think the Adventures League is east.
Yeah, but it's still Mark's plan. So.
I don't think you should go, Marv. We can do that in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is the only thing like on my agenda. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I see any of my contacts from the merchant guilds I'm aware of.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me. It depends on how you're doing it. If you're just starting to like walk around and look, you can roll me a perception. If you're trying to interact with people and try to drop some names or some descriptions, you can give me an investigation.
I guess I do kind of both. It's kind of looking around to see if I've seen the merchant guild house symbols, and then if I come across a merchant, say, "Hey, do you know about this guy? Blah blah blah. He was supposed to bring something in," type of thing.
Okay, so go ahead and first then start me with a perception. See if anything.
Perception is a 14.
Unfortunately, right now, as you're kind of like following Philbert through and kind of staying with the group and kind of looking around, more of this is just of those like day tents that come up. More of people bartering and trading. Interestingly enough, not so much like novelty goods or anything. As you are kind of looking around, there's not like, I don't know how to put it. There's not like necklaces made of shells and stuff.
It's
There,
all necessities, not niceties.
yeah, essentially. However, food is not really one of those things that's being traded.
It's probably like medicine, like bandages, spices, stuff like that.
Spices, cloths, barrels, board, like all this stuff. Like basically, like even some people like different types of stone and all that. But yeah, it's the necessities, not the niceties, as you said it.
And I'll start asking around.
All right. Are you asking for anything in particular? Like, is there any one or any group?
There's any one of the merchant guilds that I know that would readily come to Green Hill, I'll ask about them first.
All right, go ahead and give me a investigation check. I'm just trying to think if any of them would be regulars here.
4.
Or that makes my job easy. You're really making no headway as like Filbert and some of your crew are kind of just looking and perusing and trying to figure out what they can trade some of the fabrics and cloths that Filbert and his crew have access to for medicines, salves, other types of supplies. Really, you're just experiencing a lot of people that they're just all local. They're not really any external merchants. Anyone else doing anything?
Davis will try and keep relatively low key because he knows he kind of stands out. So he would stay off the street and probably just pick somewhere and kind of
Right.
stick there.
If you're gonna try to be a little low-key, go ahead and just for the sake of it, are you trying to like not be seen at all, or are you just trying to kind of blend in?
Yeah, blend in and not stand out.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me a
Streetwise.
you would make it a deception check.
Okay.
Still charisma based.
11.
11. Okay. You kind of off to the side, keeping an eye on your group, interacting with people as they come towards you if it is you feel it is necessary. You feel okay. At one point, Davis, a well, not salty, but like you can tell he's a waterborne kind of individual. Comes up to you and is like, "Hey, haven't seen you around. Looking for work? You seem
Maybe. What kind of
you're
work?
good with it,
Talking about fishing?
of course. Looking for some extra hands on some of my boats. There's just way too much to catch."
Find me next week.
Right, next week. Okay. You
I'll be
live in
around.
this part?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I'll be around here.
All right.
Thanks, though.
Sure, of course. Yeah, not too much really going on. Just people trading, talking, discussing. Al, anything from you, sir? Rock, anything from you?
Lots of window shopping. I'll consider like buying some fruit for a snack at one point, but I think my smallest change is a GP, so he's like that might draw attention. I'm just gonna imagine having fruit. It's fine. But he's having fun window shopping.
Okay.
Almost lose the group a couple times.
Gotcha. Rock, what about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm just practicing my my old mad walk and trying not to bring attention to myself.
Okay. Go ahead and also give me a deception check as you're trying to play off as you're someone else. I guess performance could have worked for Davis too. I didn't think about that, but still good enough.
Deception is oh, I rolled a 16, but it turns into a 14.
Okay. You're a crotchety turtle with a weird, stray, mangy cat following you. You're kind of like walking around, kind of keeping some space from your friends at some points. Some people like are like walking and like don't notice you and bump into you, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then they just pass you, and then Cat Pebble comes right, follows closely behind you again.
I just make sure I do have the engine back in my pocket again. It's not circling around me.
And then Marby Marb, as you're kind of with the group and they're not going until the evening, anything you're keeping an eye out or doing, sir?
No, just for like danger all around. I mean, unless I see like something Wix related, but I think it's like Ripperoni, so maybe
Okay.
keeping like an ear out and ask a few people around if like they've seen Wigs after the whole attack in the city.
Okay. Go ahead and for the interacting with people, you don't have to roll, but go ahead and give me a perception check as you're just kind of surveying the area.
You said perception, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 24.
Wow. Okay. And technically on your favorite terrain, right? So it should be another +3. It's 27. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, wow. All right, so at one point, Marb, as you guys are kind of, been doing this for a while, and you're kind of you're used to being patient and waiting, as much as you sometimes don't like it. Stakeouts and waiting for your prey. A few times you see Al get like kind of stuck behind you, like Al, you gotta grab him, but kind of carefully because you realize it's an illusion, and you kind of shake, so you kind of like get his attention and keep him. One time, when Al gets kind of caught behind and is just like having a discussion with the merchant, like, "That's a really nice piece of fruit. I really want that piece of fruit." And you see him kind of rummaging, and then he's like, "Al, come on." And as you do that, Al gets your attention, and you are walking a little bit. And there's a few things that you pick up on just as a whole with your perception. One, there are a few of what you would consider the faithful walking around, with their simple. I really like. I hate to use this as an example, but it's the best one that I can really do. If you're familiar with Game of Thrones, they basically look like the crow, not the crows, the sparrows, like simple garb, really not much on it, right? But that's very much kind of how those followers of the Mother of Bounty look. And you see at one point, as you guys are kind of turning, following the group, that there was like two of them that were kind of arms kind of crossed, kind of facing outwards. And as you're walking by and you kind of look, you see that there's a third one onto like behind them, and he's kind of like crouched down, and you see him doing some sort of like he's like doing something to a side of the building. And then as you kind of make note of that and you kind of walk around and make your way kind of back where you can see him again, you see the two look back, nod, they start walking out, and that third person just kind of puts his hands in his robes and start walking.
Suspicious. Can I like make a mental note of that building?
Absolutely. And then as you guys are like making a mental note on that, you'll hear a couple of them. Come at noon, hear the good news of the mother. Just some of them preaching and all that. What would you guys like to do?
What's the general feel of the people around me when that happens? Are they like cursing under their breath, or are they like, oh, okay, yeah?
Go ahead and give me an insight check. And actually, anyone that's interested, that you would, if you believe you'd be kind of paying attention, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
I wouldn't be paying attention, but that's a great question. Great check.
18 for me.
Al, it's the window shopping, man. It's just there's some neat shit here. There's some
This shit
driftwood.
is so shiny.
Is not driftwood. It is some high quality lumber.
I don't see lumber like this back in back in Volpine.
You're
They call it the Foxwoods, but you never see woods of this quality, you know?
Dregnar, you're just more getting frustrated that you know the trade network, you know the merchants. You're like they're normally everywhere, and it's just all locals. Nothing's really pinging. And Davis, yes, there are a few that are like just roll their eyes and kind of get back to business, but a lot of them just kind of seem to be ignoring what's being said, or just want to. With the 18th, they just want to live their lives unharassed. They might not be bold enough to say anything, but they definitely seem like they're not buying into the Kool-Aid, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I'll just like sarcastically say under my breath, like, Mother of Bounties, like, just stop, get this preaching out of here. I don't want to hear any of it. I'm tired of it.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Because you are kind of off to the side, but we'll see if you got
That's fine.
anyone.
23.
Agree. It just happens to be at timing. There is a. I kind of want to roll the color. Let's kind of see. There is a very light scaled dragonborn, relatively. How do you call it? Like not frail. God, what do you call it? Light in stature. Not bulky at all. And she's just walking by, kind of carrying a basket of some sort. You can't really see what's on it because there's some cloth covering the top. And she's like, "Yeah, they're everywhere, and she's annoying." And and she just keeps walking.
I'm gonna follow her, just like very discreetly.
Okay. give me, it's your choice. If you're going to be like sneaky, give me a stealth check. If you're going to be kind of just like acting like part of the crowd or whatever, go ahead and you can give me a performance check.
Oh yeah, performance. Not just because of numbers, but I think that's more his style.
Yeah.
22. 13 plus 9.
All right. So, Dragnar, and you would notice this at one point, and Marb, you would kind of notice this as, you guys are getting kind of frustrated with what's going on. Marb, you would be paying attention to the suspicion activity, and then also noticed Davis at one point. Davis just kind of wanders off, blending in with the crowd fairly well, and he seems to be kind of just following someone. You don't really give it too much mind, I would imagine, but you can interject if you would. And Davis, what you see is this. It's kind of hard to gauge her age, but she doesn't seem old. She seems, you would guess if she was of an average lifespan in her mid 20s or so. Kind of hard to judge if she's white dragonborn or silver dragonborn, just based off the complexion and the shine from the sun up above. And she's just kind of discussing, and she's like, "Oh, hey, good morning, yep." And she's having some small talk. Did you hear that there was all that commotion over in the center? Man, I tell you, those giants are probably just getting tired of themselves. And have you seen some of them? They are looking pretty. They're looking pretty thin. They're gonna start. I don't know. And then you'll hear a rumor that one of them is one of the people is like, I've heard that those over in the boulder fields, they're being used just to keep the giants satisfied. And she kind of does the motion like eating someone. And then she's like, no, that can't be true. No. And here's your, and she's like, starts, here's your little containers. And she's kind of taking out little wooden containers, small little ones, placing them. She's like, oh, until next time, take care. She keeps track her. She kind of goes pinging around a couple of the vendors, and she seems to be having like a delivery of wooden boxes or so.
Okay, I'll stop at one of them.
Mm-hmm.
At one of her stops, I'll stop following her and just approach whoever she talked to if I can catch them.
Sure.
Just say, hey, who was that you were just talking to?
Ah, Esra. Why?
Oh, I caught my eye was caught by the stuff that she was handing out, and these look really nice. Like, I was just gonna see if she was selling these things and if we could get some, because I could really use them.
Oh yeah, Esra's. Girl's got some talent with the wood carving. Honestly, she makes some great. I mean, if you're lucky, you can catch her. She's probably still making 1 or 2 stops here, and
Oh, so I should just go ask her, you think?
yeah.
I wasn't sure if you had to, if she had a shop that you had to arrange, or if she was... So she makes them herself?
Yeah, her and her father.
Okay, where, So she just comes to you guys? Like, she doesn't have a shop to go see or anything?
She just walks around, been doing it since, I can remember, little girl.
Interesting. Okay, thank you.
Sure thing. Do you interested in anything? Let me start pointing to some of their goods, and you just see, you can imagine whatever you wish to see displayed for you.
Yeah, actually, it looks like, you've got some nice little, so you've got, like, some jars and stuff here to keep things in as well. So you do, like, glass blowing or something? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
And maybe some pottery, it looks like?
kind of all you can do. We kind of, let's see, Grandma, believe it or not, she's the glass blower. She's been doing it since I can remember. And well, Granddad, he's the one that does the clay potting. I do some of the clay potting. So yeah, help yourself. Promise they're
Yeah, let
high
me take a look.
quality. Right. Looking at anything in particular?
No, and I'm gonna cut off the pursuit at that point.
I hear you. You manage to kind of like, buy yourself some time.
Yeah, that too.
Yep. So yeah. If there is actually anything you are real interested in purchasing or trading for, let me know. Otherwise, you can just say,
Yep.
You manage. Discuss your way out.
Adam, if they have any brewing supplies, I need to restock.
Sure. They are able, in your frustrations, to eventually track down a few stops while staying within vicinity of Finkel. But yeah, there seems to be a collection of individuals that would be able to suffice with what you need. So you're just looking for like a general restock?
Yeah, this is general restock. How much?
All right. One of them is like, honestly, you got anything other than gold or coin? We'd rather just can't really trade out. But then one of the other ones, if you're not interested in that one, will be like, oh, okay, all right. For a restock, are you asking for a lot, or are you just asking for? Usually,
Just enough to make a couple of batches.
I'll go batches. They'll be like, give me. Because you don't need the equipment, you have everything. You just need the supplies. He'll be, give me. Let's call it 7 silver for the lot.
Okay, well, I have copper. Is that all right? I can give you 70 copper.
Copper will do. And then you go ahead and 1, 2, 3, count it out. Give him one of your little money satchels. He's like, you look good for it, and he'll trust you. He won't count it. It's like, enjoy.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll actually ask real quick. Do you have like a nice inkwell that I can have for a friend of mine?
Oh, the glass blower.
Yeah. The shopkeeper,
Yeah,
whichever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
whether it's glass or ceramic or anything like that, it's fine.
Yeah. So she'll be like, actually, we have a few.
I mean, I think I just heard you talking to that gentleman that currency. I don't really have anything for trade. I do have currency though, so I'm sorry.
No, it's quite all right. We'll take currency.
Well, I have these, and then I'll show her the crocodile teeth from the mob daggers. I'll be like, I don't think these are that useful for you though.
Useful, no, but that's pretty cool. I'll tell you what.
I have 12 of them.
I mean, I
I'd
would
like to
just
keep
take.
some, but I mean,
Yeah, I would only just want to keep like.
it's
Kind of like
from the river. It's from the river right here.
Yeah, she's just kind of imagining like a necklace. She's like, 2, 4. Up to you. I could if
I
you
can
give
part
me
with
2.
half. I'll do with half.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Well, actually,
Uh,
it's got to be a pretty nice inkwell. I've seen. What do you got?
So she'll kind of. Well, we actually happen to have a couple that are specifically inkwells, and then a couple that are small enough that you can make use and use them as your choice. She'll kind of walk you over to a glass blown one. It has a very like narrow neck, and then it bulbs out very nicely, and it has almost like a gem looking like pattern to the cut. Grandma did that glass blow. There's another one. It's just a simple, nice orb, and it has a few little. It's kind of more artistic. It has a few little necks for it and little stoppers in them, so you can kind of pick it in whichever one, or have multiple ink quills resting in it. And then there's of course the clay pottery ones. They're not necessarily meant to be inkwells, and I understand it might be a little bit more difficult to judge the level. But I mean, all these little ones
That
should suffice.
first one will be perfect. If you want all 6 of these teeth, they're all yours.
We'll call it 6 teeth, and if you're willing, those teeth are pretty cool. But actually, I don't know what the price of an inkwell is.
Oh, I don't know either.
Let me see if there is one real quick.
Actually, I have one in my inventory, I think. Well, an ink bottle is 10 gold. But
Yeah, but this is like without the ink, and ink is the expensive part.
right.
We'll call it, if you're like 5 silver. If you're 6 teeth and 5 silver.
Sure. Deal.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Anita just texted me.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll write my own little description in my inventory for it.
Yeah.
Rock, this is for you, dude.
Cool. All right. So yes, you essentially, if anyone else has any inquiries, but we'll jump to Marv with the suspicions stuff whenever he's ready, and then we'll probably get ready to call it here pretty soon.
Okay. Can I see if the faithful are gone from the corner of that building?
Sure. Yeah, they kind of. You
Just
saw
one
them.
off.
You keep tabs on them, and they definitely were just like kind of looking like kind of trying to make sure that they weren't drawing too much attention to them, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to have left whatever side of the
Get a long rest from the night. Sorry, I think I was.
got a full long rest, and that's actually something that we need to do when you're AFK. So go ahead and roll your totem. If you need to swap out some spells, because you can as a mature ranger.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, and I'll let Davis and Dragnar know. I'll be like, hey, like, just continue along. I'll catch up with y'all in a second, and kind of like pull my head a little bit closer, like to make it look like I'm about to, like, kind of like a tip of the hat, but just pulling like my cloak tighter, and then I like cast Pass Without a Trace.
All right. Go ahead and mark up that spell slot. Davis and Dregnar, as you see him kind of pull up his cloak, it just feels like,
Marb's about to go Marb.
or go, like, kind of clinging to him. Dregnar, you recognize the incantation for sure. And Marb, since you want to go stealthy, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Just try to not be noticed by anyone.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm trying to do the totem.
Oh yeah, we'll go ahead and roll that d6.
He did. He got bear's endurance.
I'm endurer. Birds endurance.
He's enduring. He's
Stealth check.
Much better than Rock's bee's endurance.
he's enduring. Fire endurance.
Oh, is this a real like stealth check?
Oh damn.
I get plus 10 for Pass Without a Trace, right?
It's funny that 23 is actually fucking awful.
Wow. Yeah. Considering how much the mod is.
Exactly.
So, plus another 3. Yeah, and then you got bears and dirt. Yeah, I mean that seems to math out. So, kind of, with that a little bit of extra clothing on, you feel a little whatever. You're just kind of, yeah. So you slink off into the side of the building. You kind of walk around. You're kind of looking, trying to see. Go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you're able to spot.
Also, roll your new max HP.
No.
All right, for the day.
Perception.
Okay.
2d6 plus.
Plus 3.
And we'll put it as a note as like temp HP for now on your sheet.
Ooh, pretty good.
Yeah. So just go ahead and update your temp HP with that. I know it's technically not temporary, but it's just so we don't fuck.
Yeah.
You're at -7 from the point.
Yeah,
So,
the -7 erases every time.
yeah, I put it back. So if you refresh.
Okay.
So refresh and update. All right, and then yeah, you got Bears Endurance. So yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
I think Marb has the second most HP right now.
currently.
Yeah, I started kind of strong and then leveled out, evened out.
No, I meant with this. I'm more than you normally, but
But now,
Mhm.
you're ahead of me
like,
now.
yeah, Marb's feathers are just looking a little. His plume is looking a little bit more full today. He's like, but yeah. Going back to your perception, yeah, you pretty quickly kind of look back, kind of judging the distance that the guy must have been at as you see him, and then you kind of look, and you're running your hand, and you feel in the side of this wooden building, they etched, they carved another, they carved something into the side of the building.
Um,
It looks kind of like this guy.
that's Squiggly Woo.
Yeah, it's a little squiggly, like 7 with a hook at the end, kind of like an exaggerated 7 and a little hook at the end.
Okay, I remember the Squiggly Woo, like, I don't know, in my bird brain. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck this shit again. And then kind of like, oh, can I assess what building is this? Like, is it like a random building in town? Is it like the town hall? Like, is it a house?
As you're kind of working your way, kind of walking out of the alley or the side of it, and kind of just walk around and look at it. It is a decent sized building. It seems to be a place of gathering. Your best guess would be like a food hall of some sort, because what you're seeing is the front of it isn't like is open. Excuse me. The side, it's basically like a square structure, but one of the sides is removed, and that's the front. And then there's 3 walls and a roofing inside, and inside of it. Well, I should say the roofing. The roofing is more like of a gazebo style, so that's got.
Okay.
But it's large, and you look in there, and there seems to be like benches and tables, and there looks to be some stone pits in the ground, and it looks like that's where like fireplaces can be put to make, and it looks like it's just a communal kind of eating or whatever.
Gathering hall, yeah. Um, okay. Can I do like a little scratch on the symbol? Like, I don't know, like squiggle it out of the wall kind of thing, like scratch it with my own like knife.
Oh, you want to like remove what they etched, or just like change the symbol in some way?
Yeah, like
Sure.
yeah, like squiggle over
Marb is
it.
tagging it.
Yeah, Marvin's talking. Easy enough. You can do whatever you wish with it. Like you can completely scratch it out. You can over exaggerate it. You can do whatever you'd like. So here, let me.
I'll just want to like fuck it up, like to see if they come like repaint. Well, okay, that was a little too much, my bad.
I get it.
Or a little crazy, but just like spooky magic, kind of like scratching it out of like whatever wall.
Perfect. You are easily with your one of your knives that you kind of slip out. Very well. Okay.
Then I'll rejoin the group
Okay.
and I'll tell them like, I guess like back to Davison Dregnar, like, hey, I noticed earlier two like suspicious guys over there, and they were covering the third guy, etching the symbol, and kind of like trace it like on the palm of my hand, like the squiggly 7. That we've seen around. And it looks like you're doing it in like the common hall. Where are the other common halls like located in town? Like maybe we can go check them out if the little we know is that they can spookily like listen or like hear, see whatever missing eye spooky magic around town. Maybe they're marking those buildings for like the rat spies or something. We need to see what other buildings they're marking in town.
Do you want to go look for more? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, as we pass them, like I don't know how many of these are in Green Hill, but look out for buildings that, like any building that has that symbol as we're like walking down the street, like the squiggly 7.
Yeah, keep an eye out.
Okay.
That's it. Just like that's and like sketchy, like they were doing it very sketchily, so probably gonna be like in a few corners or stuff like that. But keep your eye out for that.
Just be ready for a couple of times in the near future where Davis goes, Marv, is it like this?
Like, damn it, yes.
No, that's just a mark on a board. That's nothing.
That's just nature.
That's just the wood splitting a little.
Yep. Just let me know if you see a suspicious squiggly 7. Do you know what a 7 looks like?
Yeah,
It's
I
not
know
like
how
in
to
a
write.
fancy font, but like a very simple font.
What's
And
a
it has a
font?
little squiggly at the bottom. What's a font? Dude.
Just bird talk.
It's bird talk. Scully
Okay.
Griffin. Where's Al? Al.
Ow.
I was gonna come up and like, look what I got, and it's a little hand carved rooster made out of wood. It's made out of actual foxwood. There's actual foxwoods in the foxwoods. At least that's what the guy told me. I don't know.
Should have gotten a fox
Look at
then.
it. Shit.
Then it would have been a wood fox out of the foxwoods.
I
Made of
I didn't notice
foxwood.
any foxes. I gotta go
Don't
back.
keep on his parade, okay?
Alright,
I gotta go see if he has foxes. I'll be back. Stay there. Then he's gonna run off.
Now, that's ironic. Foxes eat wood. This time, or foxes eat chickens. This time they made a chicken out of a fox.
There you go.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. And Al's like, he's holding on, but I'm assuming he still runs off. He's like, I still gotta get a fox made out of foxwood from the foxwood.
You know, a souvenir.
Adam, do I recognize that 7 from my training?
You know. You do not. I should say no, you know. Go ahead and give me a history or a arcana.
History is a 19.
19. Unfortunately, even with that, like you're looking at it and you're just trying to like think symbol, symbol, symbol. It really doesn't resonate with it. It kind of looks too familiar with other symbols that you've seen. The hook might be a little extra detail and all that. The style, the way that it's carved, there's too many symbols that kind of resonate a similar kind of general shape that you can't really pinpoint something specific about this one. Does anyone have anything else that they'd like to do? Are we gonna stop here with Al running off to go buy a fox from the foxwoods?
A wood fox.
Wood fox.
I find a chicken
Where?
made out of wood.
Wow.
I think it's perfect.
Is there any restock things that I smoke in my pipe? I don't even know what I smoke in my pipe. What do I smoke?
Oh, we know
It's
it's
the wacky tobacco.
The magical
Whoa.
wacky tobacco.
Yeah, are there any vendors selling anything to smoke?
Sure.
Some flowers.
You are talking to people that spend a lot of time on boats and during merchant work. So, of course, there's dried herbs, dried flowers, dried roots, dried whatever you can try to trade for. Or
CJ, if you want there to be a shop named Put That in Your Pipe and Smoke It, you can say, there's a shop. It's called Put That in Your Pipe and Smoke It. They sell the things that I want.
That's the shop that I'm gonna go to.
all right. So
Then
Favorite in every town.
Yeah, so as you kind of walk up, you kind of look at the sign, and it is just like a carved out, pipe. And it literally says, put that in your pipe, and on the other side, and smoke it. You're like, and you walk in, and as you walk in, little bell will chime as the door opens. Ding, 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 ding. and then you'll just look over and you see a big old burly minotaur. Hi, welcome to put that in your pipe. And another voice kind of comes out.
You're
And smoke it.
you're quite large. Hi.
Hi, you're not too little yourself.
Yeah, I just, what do you, me and my travel companions, they say I'm a little. Do you have anything to mellow people out?
Yeah, actually, and a little voice that you don't see, like you don't see the thing. We got plenty of stuff to mellow you out. 1 second. Kind of you hear like little scratching and clawing, and then this little kobold kind of crawls over. All right, follow me. And he's just kind of walking. He's like, yeah, he'll show you what to put in your pipe. And the little guy will, and smoke it. All right, we got chill chamomile dried blend. We got dizzy dandelion and root. And he's just gonna start naming just a few other. All these. You can, yeah, go ahead.
I'll grab a couple of the first couple things he names for whatever, like a little sack of each, or whatever, bag of each. And then, is there anything in there that I identify that like my regular, like maybe kind of from where I'm from? Do I see anything that I'm very familiar with?
Because you're looking for coast.
Yeah, seaweed.
Do you ask, or you're just like looking?
Yeah, I'll ask them like, hey, I'm from the coast. I live in my kind of village area or whatever. Anything from like regional from there, or is it all local?
This is more local, but you did mention something about like kelp.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, the kelp. Wait, we're giving him the kelp. He's like, he's a turtle. He'll handle it. All right. 1 minute, sir. And the Minotaur reaches up, grabs a little wooden chest. Unclips his nose ring, puts it in there, turns the lock, clips it back on, opens it. Crazy kelp.
Yeah, heck yeah. I'll take a little leather pouch full of that too. I'll need a pouch as well. I only have.
All right. Well, so like that over there, my dude, is small stuff. A gold, all of it. This right here, 7 gold for a little pouch. He's like, looking at your pouch. This is 7 gold.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll take it.
all right. Whoa. And you'll put that in your pipe and smoke it.
The last thing I want. Do you have anything for visions?
Are we talking like hallucinations? Or are we talking like you're seeing fuzzies and floaties and stuff?
I guess hallucinations, like a vision quest. I smoke it and in a few hours I find out adventures happened.
Okay. Crazy kelp. Leave it out in the sun for like a week till it gets like super dry. That could do it.
Okay, that works. Okay, so I'll take the kelp and just the 2 little pouches of the metal stuff.
If you do want to wait, sir, and you wanted to do this more soon, give me a minute.
Okay.
Walks off, grabs another chest, puts it down, looks around every single time, unclips his nose ring, puts it in the lock, turns it, opens it, puts his nose ring back on, spins it around, and you see they look like mushrooms, but they are of a like a purple violet hue, and the caps have little like nodules that almost resemble like spikes. Not spiky, but they like little pointy little nods on it. This will do it in no time. If you need like an emergency vision quest, like if you need to get in touch with your inner self, your previous lives, or you just want to try to remember your childhood because it was so sweet, running in the fields, goring whatever you wanted to, not having a care in the world. One of these 10 gold. Yes.
I'll take 3 of those.
Well, sir, you have already exceeded my expectations for such an, forgive me, old looking. Is that your cat?
It follows me around. It's a mangy thing, and I'll.
Hello, kitty. Do not give this to the kid. If you're
No,
cat,
of course not.
small amount. You don't want to hurt the little guy. It's a lot.
No.
Okay. Sir, you have exceeded our expectations. You are now a bona fide smoker. Welcome to the club. I would give you a hug, but the bench is in the desk. It's in the way. So thank you. I will take my monies. You will take your goods. Until next time. Until you need to put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. And I'll quickly grab everything and stuff it in and hobble out. How much gold was that total? It was, I think, should have been 30 and 7. And how much for the first 2 little pouches?
38 total.
38 total? Okay. Cool.
How does drugs always come to D&D?
Every D&D campaign.
It doesn't matter. It's always drugs.
I mean, I had a pipe. You got to smoke something.
A
Get it right?
fantasy world where you can do what you want isn't enough. I gotta get fucked up in that fantasy world.
No, we'll probably take a stopping point here unless somebody has anything else. And we'll say you're able to regather with Finkel. He was able to discuss some negotiations, and he's gonna, within a couple days, they'll try to gather some supplies for you through his contacts for trade and barter. Hopefully, he'll be able to arrange something in a day or two. We'll have to come back to the market. At this point, through the day and discussing and Marb doing the scratching and all that and the shopping, it's already, we'll call it high afternoon, right? So it's high noon, 1 o'clock, noon, something like that. And we will stop here unless if anybody has anything to interject. All right. Cool. So real quick, with the drug story, if you want to pause it, that's fine. I don't care.